So, have you ever asked an AI for something and gotten a result that was, well, just not helpful? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you there's a simple skill that can totally transform how you talk to AI, getting you exactly what you want, almost every single time? Let's dive into the simple techniques you can use to become a master communicator with AI. And this, right here, is the most important thing to get. This isn't some secret language for coders or data scientists. Nope. The ability to talk to an AI is for everyone. It's a communication skill, pure and simple. And just like any other communication skill, you can get a whole lot better with a little practice. Okay, so if anyone can do it, why is it so tough to get right sometimes? You know the feeling. You ask a simple question and get back something bizarre or rambling or just flat out wrong. It's frustrating, for sure, but the reason it happens is actually pretty straightforward. And this is the absolute key to understanding everything. A large language model isn't thinking like a person does. It's a super powerful prediction engine. It's not understanding your question, it's predicting the very next word or piece of a word that should come after it, based on all the patterns it learned from the internet. Your job is to give it the perfect starting point to guide that prediction. And that art, that skill of crafting the perfect input to get the perfect output, that's what we call prompt engineering. It's the difference between asking a fuzzy, vague question and giving a sharp, clear instruction that steers the AI's prediction engine exactly where you need it to go. All right, so how do we actually do it? Let's get practical. We're going to look at a few core techniques you can start using right now that'll give you a massive boost in your results. Now check this out. On the left, we're giving the AI a task with 0 examples. And that review is tricky, right? It's got disturbing, but also masterpiece. The AI could easily get confused, but now look at the right. Just by giving it one clear example, we're showing it the pattern we want. We're defining what positive looks like in this context, which helps it figure out our more complicated review way more accurately. This technique is called few-shot prompting, and honestly, it's probably the single most powerful tool in your toolkit. When you give the AI a few good examples of what you want, you're basically training it on the spot for your specific task. It's like handing it a cheat sheet before a test. Here's another game changer. Look at the left. Tell me about Amsterdam. That's so vague you could get anything back. But on the right, we give the AI a role. We say, act as a travel guide. Instantly, you've given it a persona, a tone, and a specific goal. And the result? It's a much more focused, useful, and relevant answer. Okay, so that's how we get better structured text and facts. But what about the really complex stuff, like logic puzzles or math problems, where these models often fall flat? Well, there are techniques for that too, and they're all about making the AI think a little more like we do. Here's a classic example. We ask the AI a multi-step math problem and, oof, it gets it totally wrong. It just multiplied 20 by 3 and added 3. Why? Because it's just predicting what a plausible number looks like in that sentence. It's not actually reasoning through the steps. So how do we fix it? With these 5 simple words. This little phrase is like a magic key. It unlocks a technique called chain of thought prompting. By adding this one instruction, you're not just asking for the answer anymore. You're asking the AI to show its work. And just look what happens. The model is forced to slow down, break the problem down, and show its reasoning. First, it figures out the ages back then. 3 times 3 is 9. Then, it correctly finds the age difference, which is 6 years. And finally, it applies that same difference to the current age. By making it walk through the logic, step by step, we guide it straight to the right answer, 26. And chain of thought is really just the beginning. There are even more advanced techniques, like this one, called tree of thoughts. Instead of just one single path of logic, this lets the AI explore multiple reasoning paths all at the same time, like branches on a tree. It can then figure out which paths look promising and cut off the dead ends. It's like it's brainstorming all the possible ways to solve the problem before picking the very best one. How cool is that?
Okay, let's pull all of this together into a handy little toolkit, a set of best practices you can use every single day to start getting way better, more reliable results from any AI you talk to.
You've probably seen a setting called temperature in most AI tools. Just think of this as a creativity dial. For factual stuff like summarizing a document, you want to turn that dial way down for predictable, straight-to-the-point answers. But if you're brainstorming ideas or writing a story, crank that dial up high and you'll get much more creative and unexpected results. This one's a subtle but really powerful shift in thinking. Instead of telling the AI what not to do, which can actually confuse it, tell it exactly what you want it to do. Give it clear, positive instructions. Be specific about the format and the content you're looking for. This just removes all the guesswork and gives the AI a much clearer target to aim for.
So let's wrap this up with a quick checklist. Keep your instructions simple and clear. Always be specific about the format you want. Give it examples whenever you can. That's your few-shot prompting. Use strong action verbs like classify, summarize, or generate. And finally, treat this like an experiment. Keep track of what prompts work and which ones don't, because it's all about learning and refining as you go.
So after learning all this, you might be thinking, are we even going to need to do this in the future? As AI gets smarter and smarter, is this whole skill just going to disappear?
Well, the answer is, it's complicated. We're already seeing the rise of something called automatic prompt engineering, which is basically using an AI to write and refine prompts for another AI. We're literally automating the process of finding the perfect instructions. We're teaching one AI how to talk to another AI, possibly better than we can. And that leaves us with this one fascinating question for the future. As these models get incredibly good at understanding what we mean, will the need for careful, engineered prompts just fade away? Or will the precision and the nuance of our language become even more critical to unlocking the true power of these amazing tools? What do you think?